Right, we're going to go through a quick setup of setting up the Comedy Loft. What we need to do is go into room sources up on here, and then bring it down to DAO live set, press OK, go into volumes, and then it will be on, it's on mezzane at the moment, so the mezzane wants to go down to 0 because we don't want that going out there. Then you go on to main, which is going full up to ODB, and then we go to fill left, ODB, which is like so, fill right up to ODB. Right, that's set up for this room now. Okay, then we go over to the mixer here. Now the mixer here, there's a main plug in there. You'll find that there's a green and a black which is coming out by the side of the mixer. That needs to go, if you come around here, that needs to go into the end 2 XLRs. Directly underneath that is an Ethernet cable. You'll find the grey cable there, and if you just whack that into there, drop it in, wait for it to click, and then if you want to put your peripherals in, then you'll have 2 and 3 is for your laptop, and then for a microphone it's that one there. It could be the other way around, but it could be those 2 in there and that one in there, depending on how it's set up on the mixer. Once you've done that, press the button on that. If there's nothing happening, then go back down. You'll find that the power switch is there for the mixer, so you turn the mixer on like so, and then you just press that. Right, so we've still got no power, so that means the plug socket's not on. It is now, it's just flashed. So press the power, and as you'll see, the LCD should display. That's kicking up now, that's going to boot up. So you leave that, and if you follow me now, follow me down to the cupboard. There's all the way down here. Cupboard's here. So go to the cupboard, you will find the stage box, which is either here or on the shelf. So you want to be grabbing a microphone. Don't need that lead, it's too short. Got some long leads here. So stage box, Ethernet cable and power cable. Pick that up, take that over to the stage. Right, so we've got the stage box here on the stage now, so Ethernet cable coming out of there. And if you come down here, there's not much light down here, but you will see there is a stage box Ethernet port there. So what you do is you plug that into there like so. You get the plug socket, the 240 volt for the stage socket, stick that in there like so. That's all now live, and if you see there's a green light right next to the Ethernet port, that means that that's reading to the desk now, because that's where that Ethernet cable goes, to the back of the desk, which is over there. On this main stage mic, which is on the stage, that needs to go into port number 1. Okay, if you need to use anything for a comedian using keyboards, MIDI player, guitar, whatever, use port number 8 and 8 on the desk. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the desk so we can show you how to work the desk. Right, so we're back at the desk now, so what we need to do is go over to the desk, and if you have a look at all the faders, you'll see that layer A is highlighted at the moment, so you just press the button, layer A is highlighted. Make sure that your masters are up to ODB. Now everything on layer A is in there, but also layer B, C, D, okay? So we're on layer A at the moment, which corresponds to what's on the stage box. So if I push that up now, that's mic 1 live, okay? Remember that the button, the orange button at the top, has to be on as well. Don't worry about this, the selection button, but the orange, the green button, should I say, at the top needs to be on. So if you've got mic 2 plugged in, you need to have that one as well. And obviously your gains are at the top there as well. So we've got mic 1 on. If you go to number 8, if they want to plug a guitar in or anything like that, obviously that's always live as well. So there it is there. So anything they need to plug via XLR or via a DI box, they can do so. And now moving on to the controls and the ports that are in the back of this mixer, that's all on layer B. So layer B, we'll turn that one up. That one is your microphone that you put into port number 1, XLR number 1. 1, 2. So as you can see, that one works. 2 and 3 are your stereo outputs for your sound. on whatever you wish to plug in. If you plug it in a laptop, MacBook, whatever, external mixer, you can plug it in through 2 and 3 on this mixing desk here. So basically that's the workings of it now to put it together, and we'll run through the lights with you in a minute, but that's it. That's done. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to go through the intros and how you work the intros. Obviously you're playing easygoing soul music whilst the customers are coming in, but plenty of volume on the intros when we go into the intros. And what we do is for the compare, the host, not all the comedians, but just the compare and the host, we play the Hush 2-3 intro. Okay, if you can actually hear what's going on, and I'll probably run through how I introduce it and the way you probably need to introduce it, and then we'll go from there. So you'll know exactly where to come in because we'll play it now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday night in Broad Street, Birmingham. It's the Comedy Loft in association with Just the Tonic. Please welcome to the stage your host and compare, and then say the name. Moving on to when the compare's already up on stage, he's done his little bit, and he's about to introduce the next comedy act on stage. And basically what you've got to do, you've got to wait for the compare. He's sort of like, we won't actually give you a signal, but he'll give you a sign like he's going to put his microphone back onto his mic stand, and he's about to get a member of the audience to start clapping, or get the audience to start clapping. When the audience starts clapping, bring it in quietly, and then you can bring the volume up with it, but we use Hush Edit then. So what you're waiting for is him to start getting people to clap because he's about to introduce the next comedian, and once he does, you just press that, bring it in nice and low, and as soon as he says the name of the comedian that he's bringing on stage, bring it up loud. But basically, that's all you need to know. Okay, so we're moving on to the lights now. So if you have a look and you come over to the lighting desk, you'll see that is on stage spotlights at the moment. Stage spotlights before the act comes on stage. You need to be going down to something like a slow colour scroll. Select that, and that allows the stage to do a slow colour scroll. Before we open, you need to go on to slow cues. So if you go on to slow cues, and then you go over and hit red and blue, and then what you'll see then is the lights are changing red to blue and slowly sweeping across the club. And we'll go back again. When the show starts, when you're about to press the intro music to introduce the host and compare on stage, then just make sure it's on fast cues. It won't do anything until you select something on the other side, but we use chasing whites as you're playing the intro music and you're introducing the compare, which will make everything go crazy. That's the only crazy part of the night is there. But obviously, as soon as he's on stage and you've introduced him, turn it back off again. And also, before he goes on stage, you need to hit stage spotlights and then go over to that and hit warm whites. That's before you do all of that, so make sure it's on warm whites. That's your stage cues, all your lighting, anything you need. You've got to remember that when you are introducing, when the compare is introducing another comedian on stage, that you go to chasing whites as they're introducing them on stage, and you're playing the intro. Once you go to a break, then on the break you go back to slow cues and go to red and blue. That will then do your red and blues in the ceilings with all the sweeping lights and all that, just nice and smooth, and that's what you need for the break. One other thing, and if you see, this is the booth. You go over to the wall on the opposite side where the fire alarm is. You need to get these here, and you need to take these all down, that down. You need to bring that one down to, sorry, you need to bring that one down. That's the bar lights, which is those lights there, as you can see. So you need to bring that down to about a quarter. This one here is your lights there, so you need them pretty bright so you can see what's going on. These ones here, as you can see, the wall lights over the side there, they need to come down, which is that one there. They need to come down to about there. This one here is your Buddha lights, so again that needs to come down to about 3/4. So the top ones, that's what it should look like. Bottom ones, you don't need them on, okay? So if you can have those set for the house lights before customers come in, that would be great.
and Broad Street, Birmingham is the Comedy Loft in association with Just the Toy. Please welcome to the stage your host and contact, Mr. Sam Avery.